52 homes. You moved to Dallas. Like, that number keeps coming back at me.
So I went on 25 listing appointments before I got my first listing.
Wow, 25. And it doesn't become about the money. There's nothing that you can do necessarily money-wise that can resolve their problem.
That was a real estate conversation. That's her relationships that she's built over time. She knows these people. She cares about these people. She takes time to get to know these people. And when they decide that they need to do something, they're going to call her.
It's not my target audience, but the more I speak with luxury agents, I could tell that there's a difference. People are the same. You know, we just because they're looking for a different price point, we think that people might be different. Approach has to be different.
Yes.
But the people are the same.
Yes.
So what would you say, I'm very curious, what would you say are the main difference for those agents that aspire to be a luxury agent? What would be the difference between working with a $300,000 buyers and a $2 million, $3 million house?
It's really the same transaction. I mean, it's the same contract. It's the same title process, right? It's all the same.
Yeah.
The client is different. Their needs are different. What their reality is different.
Yeah.
So I received a masterclass in how to be a luxury agent at a Mom's Coffee 2 years ago.
Wow.
Where I moved to, Highland Park, Texas, is, you know, the highest tax bracket of Dallas. You know, I think the cheapest home you could find there is like 1.2 million.
Wow.
You know, this is...
And in Dallas is, you know, in comparison with all the states, it's not bad in prices, so...
That area is generational wealth. Like, the Jones family lives there. It's old oil money. One of the other moms in class, she's a realtor. She'll eventually become a builder. I'm working on her.
She's coming. All of them are coming.
Valerie Dillon. Valerie, I'm talking about you.
Shout out to Valerie.
Valerie, you taught me so much that day. So we're all having, it's a bunch of moms, right? Our kids are in the same class and we're having coffee. It was like back to school day. And I know that she's a real estate agent, but she didn't talk to us like real estate agent. She said, you know, she said to the one gal, hey, I heard that they shut down the canals that you live on. What are you going to do with your boat? There's no more, you know, no more motorboats. That was a real estate conversation. She's finding out whether or not they want to move because the regulations have changed. She asked another gal, hey, I heard the news. Are you doing okay?
Wow.
Another mom was served with divorce papers. These are all real estate conversations.
Yeah.
But they're handled in a very different way.
That makes total sense.
She's a friend to them.
Yes.
She set up a golf tee time for somebody who really wanted to go to the Dallas Country Club. She had access to it. Dallas Country Club is not something that everyone has access to.
Yeah.
That's her relationships that she's built over time. She knows these people. She cares about these people. She takes time to get to know these people. And when they decide that they need to do something, whether it's, you know, moving for divorce, you know, whatever, they're going to call her because she checks on them.
I've heard that before, which is no different from what we do. We try to be a solution for our clients, right? That what you just said, I've heard it in that type of audience too, in the luxury market, where you become a solution maker and you become like a connector. Because to your point, their problems, their situations are different, right?
Yeah.
They want to get into a specific, you know, clubhouse, like you said, or go to get a last minute reservation to a restaurant. Those things, if you know, if you have, you know, a network of people that can make that happen, that goes the extra mile for them.
When you have unlimited funds, you can buy a lot of things. What they really look for is access, like exclusivity. You know, like that club that most people can't get into. You know what I'm trying to say? So
yes, 100%.
That is a very big difference with
so
that
it doesn't
crowd.
become, again, it doesn't become about the money. There's nothing that you can do necessarily money-wise that can resolve their problem. It's more buying back time. If you're able to save them time, if you're able to connect them with somebody that opens the door for a business opportunity, those are the things that they appreciate and that are valuing, and then getting you access, to your point, to then hire you as their agent. So that's super powerful that you said that. You become a connector and a problem solver in those cases. So 52 homes. You moved to Dallas. Like that number keeps coming back at me because it's like in my
It's a home
first
a
year,
week.
I only saw you know how many houses I sold in my first year?
13?
One home, one house.
Wow.
So you sold 52 in a new market by
Yeah.
yourself, still being a mom.
So the real reason why I did it was I needed to learn the skills. Like, yes, I needed money, of course. You know, I was on my own for the first time. It was sink or swim for me. But what I really needed to do was go through all of the obstacles
Yep.
so that there was no objection I couldn't handle, no problem I didn't know what to do with. And I had to fail a lot, right? So I went on 25 listing appointments before I got my first listing.
Wow, 25. So your conversion rate was like very bad at the beginning.
How many people would have subjected themselves to that?
Yes.
They would have quit.
It's like, this doesn't work. Either I'm not good at it or these people are just...
But I just kept learning. I kept writing down, okay, here's what I did wrong. And I asked for feedback every time. Why did
Really?
you hire somebody else? And I started to see themes, like what I was doing wrong.
Trends and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, like, it was a lot of trial and error, but I knew that I had to go through this, like, you know, very intense situation
Yeah.
to become who I wanted to become, which is
Yeah.
a skilled agent and a leader and someone that others can depend on.
Wow. So 25 listing appointments before you got your first listing.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, some people only need 5 to
Yeah.
decide on quitting on the business. You know, that if they get to the door. Do you ever consider quitting the business at some point?
At that point, no, I had no choice. And I could feel myself getting better. Like, I knew that the practice was going to pay off.
Yeah.
And I also really believe in myself.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. When you say that you didn't have a choice, what does that mean?
So my partner, who was a wealthy individual and taken care of, my daughters and
Yeah.
I chose to leave the relationship. And I don't have a backup plan. Like,
Yeah.
I had to do well.
Got you.
And,
you
those
chose-
girls needed me to do well.
Of course. And your vehicle was real estate. That's
Real
why
estate,
you never look back.
Real estate doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
How many industries can